Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Sofa Club. I'm Emily.
And I'm Jackie. I have my tea, a blanket, and no plans to move for the next hour.
That sounds perfect. Jackie, how has your week been?
It's been a little full. Not bad, just full. Work, emails, small errands, life stuff. How about you?
Mine was emotional, in a good way, but also a hard way.
Oh, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I think I do. I spoke to an old friend this week, someone I hadn't talked to in a long time.
Oh, wow. How did that feel?
Strange at first. My hands were shaking when I picked up the phone. I know that feeling. We had a falling out years ago. We stopped talking. No big fight, just distance.
That can be harder than a fight sometimes.
Exactly. And when I heard her voice again, I felt everything. Sad, happy, nervous, relieved. That's a lot of feelings at once. Yes, but we talked slowly. We listened, and it felt like sitting on a sofa again, like this. I love that. Did it feel healing? It did. Not perfect, but warm. And I realized something important. What? I realized friendship isn't about never hurting each other. It's about choosing to talk again. That's beautiful, Emily. And it made me think about our listeners. Many people learning English are also learning how to express feelings, not just words, but emotions.
Yes, and English can feel scary when emotions are involved.
Exactly. So today, we're practicing that together. By the end of this episode, you'll be able to talk about your friends, your feelings, and support someone in English calmly and simply. You'll learn phrases you can use when things feel awkward, emotional, or even uncomfortable. And you don't need perfect English for that, just honest English. This is also why Friends is such a perfect show for learning English. They fight, they stop talking, they make up, they support each other, just like real life. And the English they use is simple, emotional, and very natural. So, today we'll learn English for friendship, feelings, and support inspired by Friends, but made for your real life. So, get comfortable. Get your tea, coffee, or water, and if you want, imagine you're sitting here with us, because you are. Let's begin. Okay, so Jackie, we talked about friendship. Now let's talk about feelings.
Yeah, feelings are, everywhere.
They really are. And when you're learning English, feelings are hard to explain.
Yes, because sometimes you feel something, but you don't know the word.
Exactly. So today, we'll go slowly and we'll explain what each feeling means.
And how to use it in real life.
Let's start with an easy one. Happy.
Yeah, happy is when you feel good inside, light, comfortable.
Like when you see a friend you love.
Or when you finish work early.
Yes, you can say, I feel happy today, or I'm really happy to see you. That's a very friendly sentence. Now, sad.
Sad is when your heart feels heavy. You might want to be quiet or alone.
Like when Ross breaks up with someone.
Oh yes, so much sad English in Friends.
You can say, I feel sad, or I'm a little sad today.
And you can add a little to make it softer.
Tired is a feeling everyone knows.
Yeah, it's when your body or your mind needs rest.
Not just sleep, sometimes emotional tired.
Exactly. You can say, I'm tired today, or I feel exhausted. Exhausted means very, very tired. Like Monica after a long shift in the kitchen. Now, nervous. Nervous is when your body feels tight. Your hands might shake, your stomach feels funny. Like when Rachel starts a new job. Yes, you can say, I'm nervous about tomorrow, or I feel a bit nervous. About is important here. Nervous about something. Okay, excited is a fun one. Yes, it's like happy, but stronger. Your energy is high. You want to talk, you want to move. You can say, I'm excited for the weekend, or I'm really excited to see you. That's a great one for friends. Which feeling do you think you say the most? Honestly, tired. Same. It's my favorite feeling word. It's very honest English. Yes, and very useful. Okay, let's talk about frustrated. Frustrated is when something is hard and you can't fix it, like when the computer doesn't work, or when you can't find the right word in English. Exactly. You can say, I feel frustrated, or this is frustrating. Very common at work and in life. Now, a softer feeling, relieved. Relieved is when something bad is over. You can breathe again, like after a difficult conversation. Yes, or after an exam. You can say, I feel relieved, or I'm so relieved. Okay, let's practice together. You can listen or repeat. I'll say a sentence and Emily will say one. I feel happy today. I feel tired today. I feel nervous about work. I feel excited for the weekend. I feel frustrated. I feel relieved. All of these are real English. Jackie, how do you feel right now? Calm. A little tired, but good. Yeah, same. Talking slowly helps. It does. It's like English therapy. I love that. Okay, now that we know how to talk about feelings, in the next part, we'll learn how to support a friend in English. What to say when someone is sad, stressed, or nervous. And we'll do little role plays, just like friends. So stay with us. We're right here on the sofa.
Okay, now we're going to practice something very important.
Yeah, how to support a friend in English. Because when someone is sad or stressed, we don't need big words. We just need kind words. Let's start with a simple one. I'm here for you.
This means you're not alone.
Even if you don't know what to say, this sentence is enough.
Let's say it together slowly.
I'm here for you.
You can say this to a friend, a family member, anyone.
Okay, next one.
Do you want to talk about it?
This is a gentle question.
It gives the other person a choice.
They can say yes or no, and both are okay.
Very kind English. Now this one is very natural.
Yeah, that sounds hard.
It means, I hear you. I understand you.
You're not fixing the problem, just listening.
And listening is support. You know, Friends has so many moments like this.
Yes, like when Monica is stressed in the kitchen. And Rachel says, I know it's hard.
Simple sentence, big feeling. Okay, let's do a role play. I'll be the friend having a hard day. And I'll support you.
Emily, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah, of course. What's going on?
I had a really bad day at work. Nothing went right.
Oh, that sounds hard.
Yeah, I feel so tired.
I'm here for you. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, thank you.
Take your time.
Okay, let's pause. Did you hear the phrases?
That sounds hard. I'm here for you. Do you want to talk about it?
You can use these everywhere.
Let's do another one.
Okay, now I'm nervous about something.
Like Ross before a big presentation.
Emily, I'm nervous about tomorrow.
Yeah, what's happening?
I have a meeting and I'm scared to speak.
That makes sense. It's okay to feel nervous.
Yeah, I guess so.
You don't have to be perfect.
Thank you. That helps.
This is an important one.
That makes sense. It means your feelings are normal. Very powerful.
Okay, sometimes friends don't want to talk. Yes, and that's okay too.
Hey, I'm not ready to talk yet.
That's okay. I'm here when you're ready.
Thank you. Supporting someone is not about fixing.
It's about being present. And English has many simple ways to do that. Let's practice a little. You can repeat or just listen. I'm here for you. That sounds hard. That makes sense. Take your time. These sentences make you a good friend in any language. You know, when I talked to my old friend this week,
Yeah?
she said, "I'm glad you called," and that was everything. Sometimes one sentence is enough.
Yes.
Okay, in the next part, we'll talk about hard conversations between friends. Misunderstandings, small fights, feelings that are tricky, and how to talk about them calmly in English. So stay with us, we're almost there. Okay, now we're going to talk about something a little harder. Yeah, the conversations we don't want to have. But they're important, and they happen in every friendship. Let's start with a very useful sentence. Can we talk for a minute? This is a gentle way to begin something serious. It doesn't sound scary. It sounds calm and respectful. Very kind English for friendships. Think about Ross and Rachel. So many misunderstandings. If they said "I feel" more, the show would be shorter. That is very true. Okay, let's do a role play. Okay, I forgot to call you, and I felt sad. Hey, can we talk for a minute? Yeah, sure. I feel a little hurt. I waited for your call. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I know. I just wanted to tell you. Thank you for telling me. This sentence is for apologies. I didn't mean to hurt you. It shows you care. Okay, another one. This one happens a lot. Emily, I feel left out. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't want to be angry, but I felt sad. Thank you for telling me. That helps me understand. This is a powerful sentence. It makes the other person feel safe. It means I'm listening. You know, I used to avoid these conversations. Me too. But when I started using simple sentences like these, it got easier. Yes, calm English helps calm feelings. That's such a good way to say it. Let's practice a few sentences. You can repeat or just listen. I'm here for you. That sounds hard. That makes sense. Take your time. These sentences make you a good friend in any language. Okay, now let's slow down. In the last part, we'll reflect, repeat, and say goodbye. Just a soft ending, like a good conversation. Stay with us. Okay, let's slow down together for a moment. Yeah, just take a breath. If you've been listening from the beginning, thank you for staying with us. And if you just joined, you're welcome here too. Today, we talked about friendships. We talked about feelings. And we practiced how to support someone in English. Not perfect English, just real English. Let's repeat a few key sentences one last time. You can repeat or just listen. I feel happy. I feel tired. I feel nervous about tomorrow. I'm here for you. That sounds hard. That makes sense. Can we talk for a minute? Thank you for telling me. You know, when I called my old friend this week, yeah, I was scared to talk. But simple words helped us start again. That's what language is for. Exactly. Connection, not perfection. If you're learning English and you feel nervous, it's okay. If you make mistakes, that's okay too. You're doing great, and we're really proud of you. Next time, we'll talk about daily life English, plans, routines, and small talk. Still slow, still cozy, still real. So come back and sit with us again. There's always a place for you on the sofa. Goodbye for now, and happy practicing. Bye!